we're going to find the points on the circle, x plus 2 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 74, that are contained in the tangent line slope of 5. Now, this is so much easier to see if you have a picture. So I'm going to share a drawing that I did on Desmos so I can illustrate this, because the math is kind of hairy. Okay, so here is our circle, x plus 2 squared, don't need these, plus y minus squared equals 74. Okay, that's this red thing. Now, if I just put any line with a slope of 5 in here, and I move it around until it's tangent to the circle, it looks like it's right about there. And there's another one in purple here that if I move it around, I can get it tangent to the circle right about there. Now, the purple one has a y-intercept of negative 29, we find here, and the blue one has a y-intercept of 59. And I didn't do any of that mathematically. But because this is a geometry class, remember that the tangent line is always perpendicular to a radius or a diameter. So if I could draw a line that's perpendicular to both the blue and the purple and passes through the center, which is this one, I will find these 2 points. There's one of my tangent lines of slope 5 where it touches the circle. And here is my tangent line of slope 5 where it touches the circle on the other side. So really all I need is the equation of the green line, the perpendicular line that passes through both of these tangents of slope 5. So that's going to be our goal. And I think I'm going to put this on our screen. Okay, so now I'm going to stop sharing, but I want that picture. Okay, so let's upload that picture and we can talk about this. Okay, let's make it of a size we can manage. Okay, so here's what we have. What we really want is the equation of this green line. And we know that the slope, because it's perpendicular to the tangent line of slope 5 over 1, the perpendicular slope is going to be the opposite sign. So it's going to be negative. And then you flip the fraction. So we can write the equation of a line that goes through the center, which is at negative 2. And the y-coordinate of the center is 5. So to do that, we use the point slope form. So this becomes y minus 5. And we know the slope is negative 1/5. So then you put the slope times x minus the x coordinate that you know. So x minus a negative 2 makes this a plus 2. Now, you can simplify this. You add 5 to both sides and distribute the minus 1/5 in to both of these. So on this side, we just get y. And on this side, remember we had to add 5 over here. On this side, we get negative 1/5 x. And then the minus 1/5 times 2 gives us minus 2/5. And then 5, if we were going to get a common denominator, we would multiply this by 5 over 5, which is multiplying it by 1, and get that I'm adding 25/5, which is the number 5. So in the end, this green line, this one right here, it's y equals minus 1/5 x. And then when you add negative 2/5 and positive 25/5, you end up with plus 23/5. Now, to find out the x-coordinates of these points, if we would just replace this y right here with this expression for y, because we know that we need where the green line touches the red circle. And so if we put the green line in for y on the red circle, we'll get the x's at these 2 black dots where it intersects the circle. So this then becomes, the circle is x plus 2 squared I'm trying to erase this. Let's just do it this way. So we keep the x, but instead of y minus 5 squared, we are going to replace y with minus 1/5 x plus 23/5. So this is really y, and then it's still minus 5. And then we have to square that. And all of that equals 74. So, once again, we're going to need a common denominator. And so this 5 is 25 over 5. So I'm just going to change it right here to be 25 over 5. Okay. And before I finish, I'm going to combine those like terms, and this is going to become x plus 2 squared and then plus, and now everything's in x's, a negative 1/5 x 23/5 minus 25/5 is minus 2/5. And that's squared. And the whole thing equals 74. Okay, so now we're going to FOIL this. We're going to multiply these out. So this gives me x squared plus 4x plus 4. That's what I get when I do x plus 2 times x plus 2. And this one is going to give me 1 over 25 x squared. And then it's going to be minus 1/5. That's going to be 2/5 and minus 4/5 x, and then plus 4 over 25. And that's going to equal 74. So we want to combine our like terms, but once again, we need common denominators. So if I multiply everything here by 25, then what I get is 25x squared and then 4 times 25 is plus 100x. And then 4 times 25 is plus 100. That was a mistake. So this should say plus 100. And then when I multiply this by 25, I get a plain old x squared. And when I multiply this one by 25, 5 goes into 25 5 times. This becomes 5. That becomes minus 20. Where is it? Times 25. Okay, I got those. And then, should this be over 25? I think this should be over 25 also, sorry. Minus 1/5 times 2. Yeah, that would be 4/5. Yeah. Okay, so then this becomes minus 4x and then this becomes plus 4. I think I need to check one thing. If I have minus 1/5 x minus 2/5 times minus 1/5 x minus 2/5. I'm going to FOIL this on paper. I get 1 over 25x squared. And then, oh, I get a positive 2/5 x and a positive, it's 2, I'm multiplying, so 2 over 25, and then a positive 2 over 25x, and then a positive 4 over 25. So this should be plus 4 over 25x. So this should be plus. Sorry, I skipped too many steps. And the whole thing equals 74. And now when we combine like terms, we end up with 26x squared, and then plus 104x because I have a 4x here and 100x here. I had 25x squareds and 1x squared. So this is 104x. And this is 104. Oh, I needed to multiply this by 25 also. That way everything is balanced. So then this is plus, got my x squareds, plus 104. And when you multiply the other side by 25 also, it gives you 1850. This is supposed to be 8. I don't know why I can't get an O here. Okay. And to do a quadratic equation, you have to subtract everything and have 0 on the other side. So in the end, the quadratic formula or the quadratic equation we need to, and we'll use the quadratic formula to solve it, is this. It's 26x squared plus 104x. And then when I subtract 104 from 1850, I end up getting minus 1746. And this equals 0. And you do the quadratic formula on that and end up with the fact that x equals negative 52 plus and minus the square root of 48100 all over 26. And in the end, one of those x's is approximately 6.435. And the other x is approximately negative 10.435. Sorry. Negative 10.435. So clearly, the negative 10.435 for x is this point, and the 6.435 is this point. And now you just have to plug it back in to the easier equation. I would plug it back in to this equation because it's the easiest, and find the corresponding y values.